Okay, so you can see we have a Kenwood TS-430S on the bench today. Customer sent this in, he just got this, just wanted it to have a general check over, make sure everything's working as it should be. One thing I have done to it already was I replaced the memory battery. It measured right around 3 volts. They should measure at 3.2 at least. And lithium batteries, unlike people are familiar with either nickel cadmium, metal hydrides, alkalines, they slowly die. Lithium batteries, pretty much when they get to the end of their life, they have a really steep drop-off curve. So they're basically working one day and damn near dead the next type deals. Now, granted, it takes more than a day, but you get the general idea. So it was down to 3 volts, so it was on that downward spiral, so went ahead and replaced it. So perfect timing. One other thing I still need to take a look at on this is the fan does not work on the PA or final unit, so I need to pop that out and see if it's either the fan or what's going on back there. Otherwise, everything seems fine. I've checked it on all bands, receive and transmit. Transmit power is fine, reception seems fine. Customer had asked to do an alignment. I'm not going to do one because honestly it doesn't need one. Frequencies on everything seems to be fine on it. I may touch up the receiver just a little bit, but that would be about it. Just a quick few little turns just to peak the receiver circuit, but otherwise it really doesn't need an alignment. Just be a waste of money to do a full transceiver alignment on it. Because like I say, everything seems to be fine. Now, I have a question. So, and it's, I guess that's what I'll make the title of this video, is a question for mystery parts. Well, one mystery part and one missing mystery part. So, I have looked at my component layout diagram and schematic for this radio, and I have 2 different copies of it. So, it's not just the one that I have printed out here. I actually looked at another one. Actually, I need to flip to the page. Let's see, IF unit. Okay, so for starters, you can see this is a fairly bare bones unit. Does not have an FM module. Does not, not a lot here for crystal filters, optional filters. Turn this off. But there's a resistor clipped and there's a diode. Now, if we look at the component layout diagram, you see this little kind of empty spot right here. There's nothing really in here. Well, the radio's not like that. And when I was looking it over, I noticed, it's the only reason I really noticed it, because one thing because I work on CB radios, and yeah, you get used to looking for clipped out parts. Well, I do the same thing on even ham radios. So, first thing I noticed looking at this board, you see that? There's a cutout resistor, R180. Then there's also a diode right here, D50, what is that, 6 I think. It's kind of in a shadow there. Yeah, D56. So we have R180 and D56. Now if we go back to the component layout diagram, there is no R180 and D56. Now I suspect that's probably part of the processor. Reason I say that is, and I went over the entire schematic for the IF board, both copies that I have, and I could not find R180 or D56. Now I suspect it's part of the processor right here. The reason I say that is all of the other parts for the diode and the resistor and those part number ranges are right here. So I suspect that might have been a modification they either added to or took away from, but from the processor right here. So I'd just be curious to know though, what if you have maybe a different copy of the schematic than I have for the IF unit in one of these, does yours have those? And if so, is it right here? Where is it? That way I always like to have notes on stuff like that anytime I see variations. Now, yeah, I could pull the board out. Yeah, that'd be my other choice, would be to actually remove the IF unit and, trace the components from the end, solder the solder traces on there, the circuit traces, to actually see where they go. But, so buddy, if you watch this, just do me a favor, pull your schematic out if you got one for this, and just see if yours has R180 and D56, because neither of mine do. So, like I say, this was just mainly a quick question video. So let me get the back end tore apart a little bit, and I'm going to check out this fan.